And second, this happened just after takeoff, but if they'd been at cruising altitude, injuries might have been catastrophic. And that plane was almost new. It had been delivered by the manufacturer Boeing around 2 months earlier, and that's too soon for a sneaker to fall apart, let alone a multi-million-dollar aircraft. Now, Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun was quick to take responsibility, saying Boeing is accountable. But when pressed on exactly what had taken place,
"If it's Boeing, I'm not boarding." That's not just a slogan anymore, it's a growing sentiment. Imagine spending thousands on a flight, only to discover your aircraft is barely holding together. That's the nightmare some passengers lived through, most recently on June 12th, when a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner carrying 242 souls crashed and burst into flames. But the fallout didn't stop at the runway. In a stunning move, 3 of Boeing's most loyal airline partners, Emirates, KLM, and Qantas, pulled the plug. No press leaks, no soft exits. They canceled orders worth billions and walked straight into the arms of Airbus, Boeing's biggest rival. It wasn't just a shakeup, it was a rupture in trust, a signal that Boeing's once unshakable dominance is now crumbling. In aviation, loyalty isn't merely tradition, it's a matter of survival. Boeing had long served as the unwavering partner to the world's major airlines. It was more than a brand, it was a symbol, a commitment, a handshake that signified something profound between airlines and manufacturers. That loyalty is now dissolving, and not without noise. 3 of Boeing's most faithful airline allies, Emirates, KLM, and Qantas, just delivered announcements that jolted the aviation landscape. These weren't minor updates, they were very public, very intentional separations. Each airline, previously seen as vital to Boeing's global strength, is now pouring billions into Airbus. This isn't just about a new preference, it signals a breakdown in confidence. And the change isn't unfolding slowly, it's happening in real time. Before we go on, hit the like button to help us rise in the YouTube algorithm and show your support. Let's begin in the Netherlands with KLM. Established in 1919, KLM holds the title of the oldest airline still operating under its original name. A foundational carrier, it helped define modern aviation, and for over 50 years, that legacy has flown on Boeing-built aircraft. From the iconic 747 to the workhorse 737, Boeing was the backbone. Even as recently as late 2024, Boeing jets made up 84% of KLM's active fleet. That's not casual alignment, it's generational loyalty. But that loyalty chapter just closed. With aging 737s, some nearing 2 decades in service, KLM realized staying loyal came with rising costs. Maintenance expenses climbed, fuel performance worsened, and with environmental targets from both the airline and the EU, keeping outdated aircraft in the air became unsustainable. Most expected KLM would stick with what it knew, buy the 737 MAX and maintain the Boeing relationship. That would have been the safe bet, but instead, KLM disrupted expectations. It unveiled a bold deal to purchase 134 Airbus planes, spanning the A320neo and A350 lines. This wasn't a surface-level shift, it was a decisive, strategic turn. The A321neo delivers tangible benefits. It seats up to 244 people, 40 more than Boeing's MAX 10. It travels farther, over 4,600 miles versus about 4,300 miles for the MAX. It's more fuel efficient, produces fewer emissions. In today's world of carbon metrics and route agility, range and sustainability drive the conversation. But that's only part of the story. Delivery times were also critical. Airbus offered clear, reliable schedules. Boeing, still battling delays and quality problems, couldn't compete. KLM wasn't about to risk its future on another uncertain Boeing rollout. The most symbolic move, KLM included the Airbus A350 in the order, a wide-body jet that competes directly with Boeing's 787 and 777. KLM's long-haul fleet was a Boeing stronghold. That stronghold has now fallen. KLM isn't just changing models, it's changing eras. Meanwhile, on the other side of the globe in Australia, we see a mirror image. Qantas, the flying kangaroo, is a giant in its own right. Boeing aircraft have supported its domestic and intercontinental routes for decades, but the airline is now charting a new course, and Boeing isn't on it. In 2021, Qantas announced a major renewal initiative. It ordered 20 Airbus A321XLRs and 20 A220-300s, with rights for 94 more. The intent? Replace its aging Boeing 737s and 717s. That alone dealt a major blow to Boeing's presence in Oceania. But it was just the start. The A321XLR changes regional flying entirely, offering nearly 8,700 kilometers in range, close to 3,000 more than the MAX 10. It uses 30% less fuel than the older jets. It holds more people, more cargo, and it enables non-stop routes that Boeing can't touch unless using larger, less efficient wide bodies. But Qantas's long-haul move was the real signal. In 2022, for its Project Sunrise vision, linking Sydney to destinations like London and New York in one 20-hour hop, Qantas chose the Airbus A350-1000. Boeing had proposed its not yet approved 77X. Qantas walked away. Why? Because the A350-1000 was already proven, operating, and fuel efficient. The 777X looked promising, but was still paper-bound, and Qantas had grown tired of waiting. Environmental goals sealed the deal. Qantas, like many airlines today, has put emissions at the center of its long-term roadmap. Airbus's latest designs, with quieter engines, smarter aerodynamics, and lighter construction, checked all the boxes. Boeing's offerings, stuck in regulatory limbo, didn't provide clarity, so Qantas made its pivot, not in protest, but in planning. Now enter Emirates. Headquartered in Dubai and globally respected for its long-haul service, Emirates was Boeing's flagship customer. Its enormous 777 fleet spoke volumes. It once canceled Airbus deals to go deeper with Boeing, but now things are changing. In 2019, Emirates shocked the Dubai Air Show by ordering 50 A350-900s worth $16 billion. At first it was called diversification, but in 2023, Emirates returned to order 15 more, lifting the total to 65. That's no hedge. That's a new direction. Executives have voiced interest in the larger A350-1000, pending engine tweaks. That model would go toe-to-toe with Boeing's 777X, a jet still stuck in approval delays. Emirates, once Boeing's staunchest advocate, is shifting toward Airbus leadership. The reasons echo the others: fuel savings, emissions compliance, and cargo performance. In Emirates' setup, belly cargo earns big. The A350 provides excellent payloads while keeping carbon output low. Boeing's 777X, still unavailable, can't match until it exits the blueprint stage. That's Boeing's core dilemma. This isn't about one airplane or a single customer. It's a pattern of erosion. Slow at first, now unmistakable. Emirates, KLM, Qantas, 3 aviation heavyweights, billions in orders, not a single Boeing in the mix. Before we continue, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to back the channel. Why is Boeing losing ground? Let's start with the tragedies. In 2018 and 2019, 2 Boeing 737 MAX aircraft crashed in devastating fashion. The culprit, MCAS, a hidden software feature, shook the industry. Investigations revealed flawed oversight, internal negligence, and a culture prioritizing speed over safety. The MAX was grounded worldwide. Lives were lost. Trust was decimated. Recovery has been slow. The MAX 7 and 10 still await approval. The 777X continues to be delayed. Reports of whistleblowers, production issues, and supplier problems dominate the news. The Dreamliner, once Boeing's futuristic flagship, has endured repeated halts. Meanwhile, Airbus moves forward, quietly, reliably, without scandal. Its planes are certified, flying, delivering superior fuel, range, and emissions numbers. Governments are tightening emission rules. Carbon taxes loom. Airlines can't afford outdated jets, not for public image, not for their bottom lines. Airbus, with its A320neo and A350 lines, delivers consistent compliance. It also brings comfort, versatility, and availability. Boeing's backlog isn't just long, it's volatile. Every missed milestone gives Airbus an opening. Each delay weakens Boeing's grip. This shift isn't disloyalty, it's necessity. Perception shapes reality. When the most prominent carriers in Europe, the Middle East, and the Pacific turn to Airbus, the signal echoes. Other airlines watch. Investors adjust. Travelers take note. In aviation, reputation drives momentum. Boeing's momentum is sliding backward. What must Boeing do now? First, rebuild credibility. That means every jet must represent absolute safety and excellence. No more missteps, just openness and precision. Second, deliver. The MAX variants, the 777X, delays are no longer tolerable. Each one hands the advantage to Airbus. Third, innovate. Hydrogen, electric systems, configurable cabins. Sustainability is the future, not a fringe. Airbus is already building toward that future. Fourth, fix internal culture. Boeing must shift from reaction to strategy, from crisis handling to visionary leadership. The capacity is there, but the operating model must evolve. Airlines like Emirates, KLM, and Qantas are projecting decades ahead. They need partners who plan with certainty, not ones caught chasing problems. If Boeing can't meet that bar, Airbus will. This isn't a slump, it's a reset. The airline world is prioritizing sustainability, performance, and dependability. Boeing, once unmatched, is now at a turning point. If it leads boldly, it can reclaim ground. If it stalls, others will take its place. Because the message from airlines is clear. They're done waiting.